rather nude. It's comedians opening cards, no coffee, and I got Max.
How you guys doing? Maxwell Solway from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, Solway.
Yeah.
W-I...
S-O-L-W-A-Y. Just remember, shit out of luck way.
Shit out of luck way. Awesome, man. We're outside the Greenwich Village Comedy Club after the open mic, and freaking your set. We're right. Boom, boom, boom. Joke, joke. Oh, thank you so much.
You know, comedy is the language I speak.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I do these mics all the time, and it comes with a little bit of indifference.
Sure.
And New York City is a very insulated place when it comes to the arts, because everybody is so self-interest. There's a lot of self-entitlement, and but you have to break through all of that,
right,
in order to take it to the next level. Because a lot of the life is just a lot of obstacles, and a lot of it's mostly psychological.
Sure, that's totally true.
And you know, I'm from Southwest Ohio. We have
Right.
kind of a Midwestern sensibility.
Yep. Cincinnati, did you say?
Cincinnati, Ohio. Yep.
Yeah. I've done comedy right across the water in Kentucky.
Yeah, Covington or Newport.
Right. There was a little place. It was like in a church, in an old church or something.
Commonwealth Sanctuary.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, that's in Dayton, Ohio.
Yes.
Dayton, Kentucky.
Yes. Yeah, a couple years ago I did it there.
I have a kind of a weird kind of adversarial relationship with my hometown.
Okay.
Because, you know, I love it because it's very easy to live there. My closest friends are there, family. I have a family support structure.
Sure.
But it's very limited.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know, I can't get up every day like I can in New York City.
You can get so many mics here.
I love Chicago. I love this.
Chicago, I've heard, is a great scene right now, too.
They have a very supportive comedy community there, where people will support you if you really show and prove.
Right.
And here, it's not just about show and improvement. There's a lot of kind of high school drama, and there's a lot of side
stuff.
There's a lot of side journeys involved in the comedy community here.
Sure.
And I'm very one-dimensional in the sense where I want to be just as funny as I can be.
Right.
And let the chips fall where they may.
There you go.
But I have to figure out these other avenues. I know the comedy side. I don't know the business side.
Right. I think that's true with a lot of comics. That seems really true, because if you're focused on the funny part, you're not focused on the business part. It's like a different skill. You almost need a business partner, like some people who, like, you need the idea guy, then you need the freaking, you know.
And that's the wildest part about life. There's some people out there who have tremendous skill set, natural talent.
Sure.
But they just don't know the avenues.
Sure.
They don't know the road to go on.
So
what happens is they get stuck on these roadblocks, and they just never persevere. Progress.
Yeah.
And I think at 39 years old, I'm starting to feel like my identity clock is starting to tick a little bit louder.
Yeah.
So that could be my ego, my maybe my own self-image and things that I'm dealing with.
Sure. Well, it's all about what you want and stuff, you know.
Because it's like I'm not out here trying to be famous.
Right.
What I want to be is righteous.
Okay. There you go.
And I have to find this common median between that too.
Because
my style of comedy, obviously, it's one part introspection, self-deprecation, absurdity, and social commentary. And I want to branch all that together.
Yeah, you had sort of like a I would say almost like a Rodney Dangerfield kind of style.
Yeah.
You know, like I was like, oh yeah, you got that kind of style going on. You know, he has maybe quicker jokes and stuff like that, but it was like, yo, you got the same sort of thing, boom, 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 and tying the things together.
Like Richard Lewis, the comic. That's that's kind of like
the greatest. Yeah.
And when I would watch a lot of his interviews, you know, that guy would write a new set every night.
He was phenomenal.
And that's why if you watch his old HBO specials, he has like this whole scroll of jokes on the piano.
Yeah.
And that, that inspires me to just continue to keep writing.
Right.
And, you know, I love the Chris Rocks of the world, the Sarah Silverman.
Sure.
Obviously Rodney's, the Sam Kinison.
Sure.
Those are kind of the guys I kind of look up to. And,
right.
And I'm just trying to create my own voice. It's not about being a stand-up. It's about really standing out.
Sure. Yeah, well, you have to be different to some degree, yeah.
Because what I've noticed...
Make an impression.
What I notice in comedy, I think a lot of people do this subconsciously. When there's the best guy in the room, they all kind of want to just narrow in on his style.
Sure, you see that all the time. Of course. You see the mimics of everyone eventually. Yeah.
Like, we all have certain isms that we pick up.
Sure, of course.
I mean, I love Patrice O'Neill. That was like, I felt like he was the last great comedian because he had his own identity. He had his own perspective.
Have you seen Daniel Simonson?
I haven't.
The Norway guy? Freaking, he is his own thing. He's phenomenal.
I'll check him out, yeah.
He makes me laugh like no one else. He's unbelievable. You know, I mean, he's been doing it a while, but now he's over here a bunch. He usually does at least one set every week at the Cellar and something. I don't know where else he does stuff.
I mean, that's the.
Oh my God.
That's the goal for every comic is one day.
Well, that was Liz who walked by. Did you know that? You know Liz who walked by and I talked with real fast. I told her to get the show. Yeah, she's the one who freaking runs the goddamn the Village Underground and the fat black part. You know, what's his name? Steve is kind of running. You know,
on the 3rd Street. Yeah.
Yeah, you know the two that are together. Yeah, that was Liz who walked by.
Oh wow.
She freaking, you know, she's like kind of in charge.
You know, I know New York is amazing. You never know who you're gonna run into.
Oh sure.
That's really people come here for the steam.
Yeah.
Because you can do open mics any city.
Yeah.
But you're coming here for the action.
Yeah.
This is the only place in probably the country where you can get up at 2 a.m. somewhere. And do a 5-minute set.
Yeah,
somewhere,
there's like 400 different mics each week in the city. It's
and
unbelievable.
And every borough is a different style.
Yes.
Like I would say Queens is more like an alternative kind of calmer style.
Okay.
Brooklyn is very, I would say, alternative style.
Sure.
Kind of a little bit more, I would say, left leaning.
Yeah.
New York style is very more rugged, is kind of in your face.
Right. I've heard you. I haven't done. I've done mics in Manhattan only as far as the boroughs go. But I've heard Brooklyn. You might have to watch some of the things you say.
Yeah, it's very touch and go.
I mean,
it's kind of like it's like a pond, and you're kind of hopping around the lily
But
pad.
it's cool that you've got those because then you can try out a different side in a way.
Right.
Like, okay, here I'll be a little maybe more edgy, and here maybe I won't be as edgy or whatever, and see what works where.
It actually sometimes working with those parameters, it makes you a better performer because then you're kind of
it's like a clean comic.
Now you're trying to squeeze down even the set that you like to even insulate it, tighten it up a little bit more. So it's all about finding your balance, your counterbalances, and try to find your voice.
Right.
And that's the goal, is to find your voice.
Exactly. Awesome. Okay, now from your set, I'm not surprised that the pack you picked was Hustler. I have to say that does not surprise me.
Well, you know, I've watched a lot of porn in my lifetime.
Well, there's going to be some more inside here.
Yeah.
There's totally going to be some more inside there. So yeah, just open them up, and then there's going to be a bunch of girls. I don't know.
Yeah.
They'll probably have their names. I think 2 people have opened. What's his? Big J Okerson opened a Hustler.
Look at these ladies.
You're going to see a lot of Bush. Is what's going to be in this pack.
Can I tell you a story about the first time I watched porn?
Of course you can. That's fun.
Okay, so I had chronic bronchitis when I was in 6th grade.
Okay.
And I went in my brother's room. So I was sick at home all week by myself.
Right,
I was kind of a latchkey kid. My mom worked 2 jobs.
Sure.
But I was just unable to go to school for a whole week.
Right.
And one day, I was never allowed in my older brother's room.
Right.
And I was like, I'm going to go to David's
got to
room.
check it out.
And this is a time where everybody had a TV with the built-in VCR when you had a little mini
Sure,
TV.
I know what you're
like
talking
I
about.
was like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I go in his room and I push play on the VCR.
Oh wow! Yeah,
and it was like mid-porn.
Right, sure.
And I was like,
where he ejaculated, actually. So if you rewound a little bit, you would know exactly what he loved.
I'm like, and then the perversion star was born right there.
100%. And how old were you?
Oh man, I had to be maybe 11 years old, 12 years old.
Can you imagine what's happening nowadays, though?
Oh,
if that was in your phone, everyone's going to be like you.
Yeah, like
whatever.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Like that story today would be an anomaly. Like,
well, right, of course, because because everyone is just I can't imagine it being so accessible all the time, 24/7. I can't imagine.
It almost makes it not feel as exciting to watch porn because it's so accessible.
Well, sure, it's like
drugs. It's like when they legalize weed doesn't seem as cool anymore to smoke.
Sure,
like,
well, that's totally true. Yeah. I will say, as a youngster, going to Europe and going to like the nude beach, or not even the nude beach, just a regular beach where all the chicks are topless. Yeah. It does. After a while, you're like, okay, their titties, okay, they're everywhere and stuff, but you still are like, wait a minute, there's titties everywhere. Yeah. It's still. I don't know. It doesn't entirely disappear, but you get used to it to some degree.
Different sags.
Oh, of course, but you're still like, damn. Yeah. I don't know, but I know what you're saying.
Like man, about 2 hours on the beach. I'm like, okay, I've seen every cup size.
Yeah.
Now let's see some personality.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I don't know what we just got a bunch of nude girls.
Yeah, we got Elizabeth here.
I gotta kind of move. I don't want to get it too because I have to blur it out.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I will have to because it's too.
Hustler layout, September 1990. Wow, 1990. I was 5 years old.
Yeah, so a little bit earlier than the
from
original
Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah, she has to probably be the most prettiest person from Baltimore. You ever been to Baltimore?
I have been to Baltimore. Yeah, that's
Baltimore is
oh,
like
the mustache guy who made the movies is from there.
Yeah. The
John Waters.
John
is the
Waters.
big,
yeah, I think Baltimore is rated ugliest city in the country.
Interesting. They still have a freaking tower there from back in colonial. Or not they have a tower there where they would make either the bullets or like shell ball, like you drop a thing from the top and then it would become a nice sphere and hit the water at the bottom, and then you'd make your shells from that.
The downtown is so completely dangerous. Like you'll see people selling drugs outside the fish market. That's how dangerous.
Yeah, well, here too.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. I'm staying in Hell's Kitchen.
Oh yeah, exactly.
On West 44th Street.
You'll totally see it.
And the open air drug use there as well.
Oh yeah.
There's a guy they're not discreet.
Sure.
They'll just say, I got weed, I got coke, I got pills.
Right.
Like they're selling bananas or something.
Right, of course. Yes.
Can I show this to the camera? You have to blur it out.
Yeah, it's okay.
Look at her profile. I'll read her profile. Hustler layout, September 1990. This 29-year-old from Baltimore, Maryland claims to be the only things she truly loves in life are those she can do in bed. It's a perfect place for my favorite thing to do, she adds with a smile. Now that's what most people want to do because they're at home crying all day because they can't afford to do anything else.
Yeah.
Being in bed all day.
Yeah, but she's implying that she wants to fuck.
Yeah. And look at that bush. I mean, like.
I know, it's 1990s. I mean, that's what I'm used to.
Now it's like, everybody's got a Brazilian or whatever. What's your feeling about that? You like a little pubic hair?
I've been with the same lady forever, so it's not even
I was with a Jewish girl, my ex. She was, let's just say, Oswald was hiding in the grassy knoll.
Yes, that's what I'm used to. I'm 55 years old. Yeah. I'm not. God, have I even seen like a good shaved pussy? I don't even know. I've been with the same woman forever. I don't even think, other than.
I'm envious of the older generation. Like the love that you've had with the woman you were.
Well, I didn't say that.
That was real love. Well,
yeah.
It was initial love. I don't know.
Back in the day.
Maybe it's just like.
Now it's just
called cohabitating.
It's called what the fuck are we doing still together? But goddamn, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, you're kind of like at the point of no return.
It sometimes seems that way. Yeah. It depends on the day.
These relationships nowadays last a good, if you're lucky, 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
And then we start finding a little.
Of course, yes, exactly.
The idiosyncrasies.
And there's 8 million people, people to pick from.
Well, what happens is like when you have too many options.
Sure. Right. Of course.
Yeah, everybody's thinking
about. You notice every bad thing about your partner, and you notice every good thing about everyone else.
Yeah.
And then you just.
Because it's like, I like this person, but I could get this person with such and such.
Right.
Better hair.
Exactly.
The
same
muscle.
thing with just a slight. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
The little varieties.
No.
Variables.
We live in a very superficial society.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of superficials, look at.
Oh, we got some more naked ladies.
This is Kim. Call 1-800-775-5885. You know what we should do? We should try to call this number. See?
That's crazy.
Want me to call it?
I don't think that's a good. I mean, that's just bizarre. I mean, you could, but I don't know.
I'm like,
why would they have a phone? I mean, that would have been a cost thing back in the day.
So she was born in 1970. How old would that make her be right now?
Well, she's going to be 54. Because I was born in 69. So she's 1 year younger than me. So yeah.
Maybe this
I know her!
Maybe this is, if you ever get divorced, maybe you want to call.
Yeah, she's probably dead though. If she's posing there, she's not doing well now. I don't want to, I don't think I want to.
They were doing the pure cocaine back then.
I wouldn't even know what to do with that girl.
Yeah.
I'm so out of the game. Like, I wouldn't even know.
You should bring this to her. I was like, I have this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've been a fan since 1990.
I don't know that would be an impressive thing to the girl. I think she'd be like, "You're a loser, man."
She's also Hustler layout, January 1990. This petite blonde from Winter Park, Florida, which is close to Orlando.
Yeah, Florida, yeah, sure.
Says she has always wanted to pose for Hustler, but was little shy. However, once she started her photo shoot, there was no stopping her.
Yeah.
Well, age.
She got into it.
Age stopped her.
She got into it. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. They got rid of her. They said that's enough.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, when she's asking for a dental plan, that was like, yeah,
yes,
right.
we're not.
We're not in that business.
We got plenty of girls from Florida who are willing to take their clothes off. Hustler lady, no problem.
We can easily find you 5 years younger.
Yeah, don't make your demands too big, or we'll just move on.
I think it's fascinating to find out where they're actually from.
Sure.
This woman's real old now. Woo. October 1987. Her name is Carrie. Carrie's layout, October 1987. When with this foxy boxer, you better not resist the impact. Just relax on the ropes and imagine what it would be like to go down for the count with her.
Good play on words. I mean,
know,
bam,
right?
bam, bam. Lots of them.
This had to be Jewish writer.
Someone. I mean, I don't know who wrote the. Well, who was the Hustler guy? Who was the head of Hustler?
Larry Flint.
Larry Flint.
He's from Cincinnati.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah,
I don't know if he was Jewish though.
Yeah, no, but he was kind of like. Larry Flint was kind of like the pervert version of like Stephen Hawking because they had that weird voice.
He was in
the wheelchair.
He was in the wheelchair,
yeah.
And he would supposedly after he was paralyzed and stuff and could no longer perform in bed. He would just have girls and just eat them out.
Yeah.
He would just try to pleasure them.
What a compromise, man.
I mean, he's like, okay, I can't do this. I can still do this. Fine, I can still make you to come, girl.
Yeah.
So what the hell? That's what I guess he would do.
He kind of makes being handicapped kind of cool, to be honest.
Well, sure, he got shot, right? That's what happened, I think.
Let's be honest, like, if you were paralyzed from the waist down, but you had beautiful women at your disposal, but you couldn't necessarily walk, you couldn't But if you were a man that has, a functioning body, but you couldn't get with any of these women, what would you rather?
What would you
rather have a functioning body and still feel like a loser?
Yeah, I don't think his lifestyle wasn't what I was looking for. The kind of girls that wasn't. In a sense, logically, I would almost pick the I'd rather be with all the hot girls and all that stuff. In a sense, but that's not the scene I'm really I'm not that scene at all. So I would probably pick the other one of not getting the fucking girls and having to fully function because that gets more.
But then I look at Stephen Hawking. He's a brilliant man, but he's a weirdo.
But he cheated on his freaking wife with his handler.
Yeah, did he go to that?
And he went to Epstein Island and shit. Yeah. I don't know.
I wonder, when he was at Epstein Island, when Jesse Epstein was he told one of the women to the side, look.
Yeah.
Take
he's the smartest guy you're going to meet.
Yeah, he's not going to necessarily be our typical cup of tea.
Sure, exactly. Who the fuck knows what was going on there? I don't even.
This is a weird question, weird observation. Who did the catering?
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Nobody talks about the catering companies at these Diddy parties.
They said it for the island thing because they had to fly from. There's one airport in the Bahamas or wherever they flew to there.
Yeah.
So and they have all the people who work at the airport and stuff. So they would have to transport. They would get off the plane for a bit because they'd probably have to refuel whatever the hell the deal was.
Yeah.
And it would always be the girls would always have bags of shit they just came from New York City and got a lot of stuff, and then they would always be wearing on purpose a college freaking letter jacket, so it would look like the girls were in college.
They're on spring break kind of thing. Yeah.
Or just just to make it that they looked that they were legal to the people who were working at the airport, because those people were they were always young girls, but they would always have a college fucking jacket on them, and they would always have freaking bags of all the fucking free shit that they got to go to the island. And whether they knew entirely what was going to happen there, I don't know. But
I give them credit, man. They had a BA in denial, deception, and delusion for sure.
Sure, if there's enough money involved, people will look the other way.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. It seems everywhere.
Yeah, I mean that's the power of the dollar, brother.
All right, we gotta get the sign because after 20 minutes, then it becomes too much of a.
We could go through all these women.
Of course.
And most men would love to go through all these women.
There you go.
I'll sign one of these.
But we got the gist of the girls. I mean,
I like
you
this
is the better
Elizabeth
part
one.
anyway.
Yeah.
Awesome. And how long have you been doing comedy?
I've been doing it about 8 years. On and off. I started actually about 2010
Yeah.
in Pasadena, California, at a place called the Ice House Comedy Club.
Oh, sure, yeah, I've
which
heard
is
of
the
Ice
oldest
House.
existing club in America. And I went there on an open audition around 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday.
Oh, that's fun.
And I didn't necessarily have jokes, but I had stage presence.
There you go.
And the guy, Dave McNeary, rest in peace, he messaged me the next day. He was like, man, he's like, I like what you had. He's like,
Oh, nice.
we'll book you 6 weeks in advance to do the Ice House Annex room, which is like the smaller room.
Sure.
But you can still get good laughs in there. I mean, you can still pack it in
Yeah.
50, 60 people, right?
Yeah.
And this is before I really knew about open mics, so to speak. I would literally call my best friends back home and like, hey, is this a funny concept?
Right.
You know?
Right.
So my first 10 minutes, I kid you not, was really my first 10 minutes that I ever really performed that material.
Right.
So, my dad and my stepmother and their friends and the other comics also brought a crowd. And
Oh, yeah.
I used to do like the Richard Lewis thing where I used to pace on the stage because I was kind of nervous.
Sure.
But with comedy, what I knew just internally, innately, it has valleys and peaks. So if I knew how to get the good jokes and then kind of peak and then valley and strong.
Right.
And it was one of the most satisfying feelings I ever had. I mean, that whole weekend.
That's what you're chasing.
That whole weekend, I did not sleep.
Right, of course.
I was the nervous wreck because it's not hard enough to perform, but doing it in front of your parents is a whole other thing. So, since then, I've been trying to keep the dream alive.
Sure.
So,
that's awesome.
One mic at a time.
Right, exactly.
So.
Exactly. Very cool. Perfect.
See that? Yep. Maxwell Solway, 1985. Cincinnati. There you go.
Awesome. And hey, go see live comedy because that's what's happening.
And the cars are all full. No more cars, baby.
Hey, good stuff.
Yeah, that's fun. I don't know,
No,
How's
There
the
we go,
gum?
Beatty. Look at
not
that.
good.
Yeah, you know, I saw a video of you doing this, and I feel like you're kind of like comedy's Nardwar.
That's been and do to the
Yes.
do. You don't want a picture? Okay.
Well, it's all.
Comedians opening cards. No coffee.
God, that was
And
so
make sure
good.
you go and you like and subscribe and you check out all of his other, things.